Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode on SAP UI5 and Fiori training. In the last session in SAP UI5, we discussed about basics of installation and setting up our development environment for our course. Just for your information, those who are joining the class for the first time, please go back and check our training blog. In our training blog, I have already uploaded the video of two missed classes for you. So those who have missed last two classes, one was the demo session and one was the session on setting up your development environment. Please go to our training blog and please watch those two sessions which are very important. First was the demo session and second session was the session on setting up the development environment. So please have a look at and watch those two demo sessions. Very important. Their recordings are available into the session for them. Okay, let us go back and now start our today's class. We'll start as usual. As I mentioned at the beginning of the demo, we will be talking about the basics of HTML, CSS, JavaScript and jQuery in this course. So let us go ahead and see how to work with these things. So let's start. What is HTML? We'll start with very basic. I understand majority of you are from SAP background, from ABAP background or BW background or BO background or maybe WebDin Pro or BSP background or dialog programming or maybe core ABAP. You have no clue about these HTML5 and stuff like that. Might be you have studied HTML during college days, but now everything is been washed out. So we will be having a quick look at from the very basic what is HTML. So let's start with what is HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. This is what HTML stands for. It is used to create static web page. Yes, guys. What is HTML is used to create? It is used to create static web page. So we can create static web page using HTML, web content or web page. So this is what HTML is used for. Now remember one important funda fox here right now. Funda fox on the first session itself. So what is funda fox here? HTML is not a programming language. Very important funda fox, guys. Not a programming language. Many people have this myth that HTML is programming language. No, guys, programming language gives you much more greater offering. Like you can do if else condition, you can do looping, you can do manipulation of data, you can do data validation. It is not a programming language, it's a markup language. What do you mean by markup language? A markup language is more like what you write is what you get. Wow, what you write is what you get. That's what exactly the programming language is. Okay, this is what programming language is. Yes, one second, Vishnu is facing an issue with audio. Let me just reply to Vishnu. So what you write is what you get. This is what HTML actually capable of doing. Okay, it is a markup language, more declarative in nature. It is not a programming language. We cannot use HTML for doing programming, for implementing imperative logic. What do you mean by imperative logic? An imperative logic means if else condition, loop, yeah, data validation, all this imperative logic you cannot do. Database lookup, these things you cannot do, guys, with HTML. HTML is not built for it. It is built just to create a static web page. Okay. It is consist of tags. Okay. It is consist of tags. Using these tags, we can create static web pages. Okay. We can create static web pages using these tags. Okay, guys, that's what we can do with the help of HTML. We can use tags to create static web content using HTML. Okay, that's what we can do with the help of HTML. Static web pages we can create. Now, this page will not have any logic as such. You can't say if I click on button something should happen. That you can't code with HTML. It is just the screen you can create. You can't create the processing logic. Okay, that's what static means. Static means no processing logic, just the screen. You can't handle when I click on button what should happen. That you can't do with HTML. It is no processing, just a display like page. Okay, no processing. You can't do any processing like a button click or a drop down select. You can't do that. It is just a static web page. You'll see it in a minute when we'll design some of the HTML screens. Okay, some of these tags are button, input, label, div, span, table, etc., etc. There are lots of standard tags which are part of it. Now the question comes, Anubhav, what do you think? Who released the HTML? How come this technology HTML is released? Like we know, ABAP is a technology of which company? Anybody? You can type your answers in chat window. Please type your answers in chat window. I will take and read it out for all of you. Which is the company which released the ABAP language? Yes, perfect answer, Sudeep. The technology for ABAP language is released by SAP. Correct, you're right. SAP is the owner of it. Correct. Similarly, who is the owner of HTML? HTML technology is released by an organization called W3C. Okay, W3C is the organization which is actually responsible for releasing technology. It stands for World Wide Web Consortium. This is what W3C stands for. They are the people who are responsible for creating and releasing the versions or and up-to-date information, the guidelines, the development kit, and enhancements, everything related to HTML is managed by W3C. Versions of HTML, releases, bug fixes, changes, advancements, etc. All this is taken care by W3C. Everybody, W3C is the main entity who is responsible for releasing HTML to us. Let us have a quick look at the history of HTML. Okay, the history of HTML. What is the history of this HTML? So we talk about the versions of HTML and year in which they were released. First version of HTML was released in year 1991, and that has blasted the bubble of .com. If you heard about .com bubble, it was blasted after HTML version 1, which was in 1991, and you see hell lot of websites have coming into the world with the internet. Yeah, HTML was the foundation for it, and then HTML 2.0 was released with new features 1995. HTML 3.2 was released in 1997. Then we have HTML4, which was released in year 1999. every 2 years, after which they were actually releasing the versions. Then there is an intermediate HTML version. HTML was released in 2000. And finally, the HTML5 was released in year 2014. So, which is the current version of HTML we are all working with? Anybody? Which is the current version of HTML we are all working with? We are all on which version of HTML5? Anybody? Which version of HTML5 we are all into currently? Yes, HTML5. Hope today you understand what is HTML5. It is just the latest version of HTML. Funda Fox, HTML5 is just the latest version of HTML. Many times in your company during coffee corner, people are talking, just talking. They are confusing you. Half knowledge is more dangerous than no knowledge. Half knowledge is more dangerous. Some people, they don't even know difference between HTML5 and UI5. You are sitting with them in coffee corner and they are telling you something, some or the other thing, and changing and brainwashing your mind. Don't be brainwashed with such people. They are dangerous for you. This kind of knowledge, wrong interpretation is going to hamper you in interview big time. Big time. Many people, they don't even know difference between HTML5 and UI5. You will see that in today's class. We will note down this and answer this most important interview question. What is the difference between HTML5 and UI5? Okay. This is the most important interview question which you may face, or the question which come around you, which your manager may ask anytime, which you may be asked, or you may be thinking anytime when people talk about it. Very important question. The first difference coming on your screen, guys, you can easily tell me who released the version of HTML. Anybody? Who released the version of HTML? So HTML5 or HTML version is released by W3C. They are the owner, and UI5 is released by whom? Anybody? Who released the SAP? Who released the UI5 version? Which is with this UI5 technology is technology of which company? Yes, perfect answer. That's why we call SAP UI5. It is released by SAP. Wow, guys, superb. Just to tell you in another quick difference, SAP UI5 has a logo. Okay, has a logo. If you go to somewhere and search for SAP UI5 and search for images, you will find a beautiful image, this kind of bird image. Okay, you see this bird image. What is this indicating? How come this is a bird logo? Because it is a bird representing a bird called phoenix bird. Okay, it's representing phoenix bird. Initially, when SAP commenced this new UI technology, this technology was named as Phoenix UI. Okay. Initially, it was named as Phoenix UI. It's not dragon, it's not pigeon, it's not eagle. It is Phoenix bird. Okay. It's Phoenix bird. Initially, when SAP commenced this technology, the name of this technology was Phoenix UI. Later on, the name was changed to SAP UI5. Clear, everybody? So I am there since SAP UI5, since the beginning of UI5. So I know the complete history of UI5. So later on, the name was changed to SAP UI5. That's why you see that bird logo. Okay. That's why you see the bird logo. This is the Phoenix UI. Initially, it was named as Phoenix UI. Interesting to know that is the reason the logo of SAP UI5 is like bird-like logo. It's a Phoenix bird. Okay. What an amazing history it has. Okay. So coming back, let us go ahead and talk about another difference. SAP UI5, you can tell this difference easily. Is a framework. Yeah, this is what we learned in last class. SAP UI5 is a framework, and HTML5 is markup language. आया मजा? याद रहेगा? आया मजा? Here, everybody? Are you all clear? Second difference you can easily tell. HTML5 is just a markup. It is used to create a static web page. However, SAP UI5 is a framework. Framework is a collection of libraries. This is what we learned in our first session, our demo session. We talked about it. I hope you guys are remembering it. Guys, at this point of time, I'm telling you a golden rule. More and more we go deep dive, oxygen will be less. Guys, anybody did scuba diving in your life or ever done mount climbing? You see, more deep you go into sea, oxygen will reduce more. Or sorry, more up you go into the hill or more up you go in the mountain, oxygen will reduce down and pressure increase. The air pressure, the water pressure increases. Okay. Similarly, same thing will happen with you. It will be difficult to breathe. You will die, guys. I am telling you 100% you will die. If you not carry your oxygen cylinder, you will die. Believe me, you will die. You want to save yourself, you have to carry your oxygen cylinder. What is your oxygen cylinder here? Buy a notebook from market. They please do that and start writing notes in that notebook. If you cannot do that, at least take a print of my PPT and carry with you. Very important. And when you are sitting in a cab, if you are especially in Bangalore, you must be facing these days 3-4 hours of jam. You are wasting your time there. Don't waste your time. It's so precious. It will never come back. It will never come back. Your money can come back, but time will never come back. It is precious than money. So buy a notebook or take a print of this PPT and carry with you, and in your that free time when you're sitting in a cab or bus and wasting your time, read this PPT. Read this. You can also take a download of this PPT in your mobile phone rather than chit chatting on WhatsApp or different tools and wasting your time watching unnecessary YouTube videos. Use this time to go through these funda foxes, go through the PPTs so you can recall it. It's very important. More deep we go, more up we go, oxygen will reduce, the pressure will increase, the air pressure and water pressure, and you will die. This is your oxygen cylinder I am giving you. This is your oxygen cylinder. If you are carrying this oxygen cylinder, you will survive. Those who don't have the oxygen cylinder, I don't know what will happen to you. You will say in session number 10, Anubhav, what is this? In session number 10, you will say, what is this, Anubhav? I don't understand this. Then I will show you the mirror. Then I will take you to this particular slide, slide number 12. Where is your oxygen cylinder? When the oxygen becomes less, I will ask you, where is your oxygen cylinder? Yeah, this is your oxygen cylinder. Remember this golden rule. Please do that. If you're not doing it, believe me, you will be bombarded with concepts. It will be confusing. If you're writing with your own hand, my Guruji used to say in my childhood days, I used to go to very small school. In our hometown, we don't have such luxury of facilities for study. And my Guruji used to say, when you write from your fingers, when you have a notebook and pen with you, and you write with your fingers will remember. Your mind may not remember. Your fingers have this tiny, tiny storage. Your fingers will remember. So this is what I'm encouraging you to come back to that engineering student. Bring back that engineering student in you who used to study so hard. I want that student in each one of you once again so that you can actually do this. You can remember everything. Believe me, this golden rule will help you big time when we go Mount Everest climbing, when we'll go deep dive into sea. At that time, this cylinder, this golden rule will help you there for survival. Otherwise, survival will be a challenge for all of you. Okay, I can see many of you don't even remember the last class. How will you remember in class number 20 this particular class? And it's important to remember. Yeah. So make notes of yourself. This is just the beginning. If at the beginning, when the beginning is right, the end is definitely going to be right. Okay, so that's about the basics of HTML, the definition. Now, what is an HTML page is consist of? We saw that in the demo. Any HTML page is consist of two parts. One is header, another is body. Okay. If you draw an HTML page, HTML document, we can call it as an HTML page or HTML document, just different names of same thing. So now coming here, this is, let's say, your HTML document. We can call it as HTML page, whatever you want to call it as. This consists of two parts. The first part of this HTML document is called header, and the second part of this HTML document is called body. Okay. Just like human has header and body, we have a head, we have our brain, we have our body. Similarly, an HTML also has a header and it has a body. Here, everybody. So, what users see, so your end user, when you're designing such an HTML page, your end user will only see the content which is part of body. User will not see the header. User will not see your brain. User will only see the body. Okay. Right? We cannot get it into somebody else's mind. We cannot read what's going on in somebody else's mind. We can only see the body language. Correct, guys? We can only see the body. Similarly, here in this case, we have just the body which we can see for an HTML page. Then you say, Anubha, what is the use of header? Anybody, what is the use of human brain? Human brain is controlling the entire body. Human brain has the power to take decisions. Similarly, here in the header, we have information about the page, which is known as metadata. The information about the HTML page is stored in the header. It's called metadata. Not that all, it also have script and style. This part we will discuss little later. Heavy dose of antibiotic currently. So let's park this part. Just wrote down the small line. We'll discuss this later. But right now we'll focus on metadata part. Now the body will actually have your all the tags which makes your page. Yeah, like button, field, radio button, checkbox, all they are part of this body area. Okay, every tag. Now let's write down some couple of funda foxes which are very important for HTML. Some more funda foxes, very important. Before that, let's write a basic structure of HTML page. We already discussed about it. Is consists of header and body. Now every element is a tag in HTML, which probably also have an ending tag. It also have an ending tag. Like you start tag like this tag, and you also have an ending tag. This is the syntax for HTML. Clear, everybody? This is the syntax. Inside these tags, you can have properties. We call them properties and property value. Yeah. And here between these two stereo symbols, you will have content. Remember, guys, there are two things here. One is content. This is actually your content. Okay. This gentleman is your content. And this gentleman is your properties. Okay. This gentleman is your property. Just to see how can you find out. It is if it is between these stereo symbol, between these brackets, or I would say between these greater than less than sign, we call it a stereo symbol. So in it is between these two, then it's a property. If the content is always between tags, starting tag and ending tag, there is a content. And if it is in the starting tag, within the starting tag, before the starting tag ends, you have something that's properties. That's the syntax of creating an HTML. Okay. Next one. Let's talk about the next thing. The next thing is, so just go switch it back on the left side. Yeah, this side. And now let's talk about the next important thing about HTML. An HTML file, okay, starts with type of file. We call it as document type. We have to tell the browser that this file which we are writing is an HTML document. Okay, this file which we are writing is an HTML document, browser. We are telling our browser it's an HTML document. So that is done using doc type declaration. Use exclamation sign doc type HTML. This is indicating the below written content is in HTML. Guys, can anybody tell me, those who are comfortable with C programming, what was the first statement we used to write in C program? Do you remember? Hashtag include onio.h, studio.h, right? That's what we used to write. Or in above program, we use write report statement. Report statement. That's what we write, right? In above program. So all these things are what? They are actually top declaration to tell somebody who is running this particular program or page that what type of content it is. So we are telling here browser, because we're going to run an HTML file in browser. We are telling browser, hey browser, the below written content is in HTML. Clear, everybody? Now, second thing, another important thing about HTML. HTML is a tree data structure. Okay, HTML is a tree data structure, guys. We all have learned data structures in our college days. Guys, I'm gonna use all your school and college knowledge. We always curse our school knowledge and our college knowledge. Believe me, every single thing which you learned in your college and school is useful here. We always criticize, but we never see the value add what it has given us. Believe me, every single knowledge in this course, I will recall and revive all your school and college knowledge, and that will be usable here. HTML is a tree data structure. We learned data structures in first semester in engineering. There are different types of data structures: arrays, queues, stack, linked list. There is one more called tree data structure. HTML is a tree data structure, guys. Very important. And now coming back to the most important funda fox of today's class. Very very important, guys. Remember this. इसको मत भूल जाना, गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. HTML browser directly understand only HTML. Wow, super. What a funda fox, guys. First question to all of you. Does browser understand C programming? Does browser understand ABAP programming? Does browser understand Java programming? Does browser understand Perl, Python, Ruby, VB.NET, C Sharp? Does browser understand any of these things? No. Browser only and only, it will only understand HTML directly. Browser does not understand your ABAP. Browser does not understand Java. Browser does not understand C. Browser does not understand WebIntro. Browser does not understand BSP. It doesn't understand BO, BI, workflow, BOPF. Nothing. It only and only understand HTML and HTML. Clear, everybody? This funda fox very important. Don't forget this, very very important. Browser only understand HTML, which means if I'm crazy, I can open a notepad, I can write an HTML. So first is a doc type declaration to tell the browser that the below written document is in HTML, and then I'll write a header, and then I end the header tag, then I write body, I end the body tag, and then I will end the HTML tag, which is the HTML document main page. Okay, so you see this is your key data structure. You see HTML is the parent here. The parent has leaves, header and body. I save this file in my computer somewhere. Let me save it on my desktop, and I can say anubhav.html with HTML extension. Click on save, done. Now let me go back to my computer, my desktop, and double click on anubhav.html file. Let me do that. So you will see this anubhav.html created on my desktop. Let me double click on this. It shows nothing. The reason is simple, because I've not put anything yet into the body. Now let me go back and change the file. I'm going to go back and say browser directly understanding this piece of HTML mark. Okay, save this. Let's come back. Double click on anubhav.html, and voila. Can you see, guys? It is printing the thing. It is not printing my tags here, right? Because browser is interpreting those tags. Browser understand those tags actually. Browser can understand and interpret those tags actually. That's why it's not printing those tags for me. Browser understand HTML directly. No additional compiling required. No additional pre-processing required. No additional activation required here like you do in ABAP. Browser directly understand HTML, guys. Browser directly understand. So if you're crazy, you can write the code in HTML. You can't do. Can you do this with ABAP? Can you write ABAP code and run it directly with Notepad? You cannot, because for running ABAP you need basis, you need ABAP component, you need NetWeaver. That's prerequisite. So to run any HTML, there is no prerequisite. You just need to have a browser, and browser directly understand HTML. Hope it is clear to everybody. What does that line means? Browser directly understand HTML. So we are now going to use our code and create our first project as part of Web IDE. So come to Web IDE, right click on workspace, click on new, and create a new folder. Yesterday's session, I taught you already how to set up Web IDE. I hope you all have set up. That was an exercise for all of you. So let's come here, and I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to say my basics, and I'll just put October as a month, basics October. I'm going to create now a new file inside. I'm going to call this file as HTML file. So I can call it as index.html. Anything you can call, your choice. You can name it anything. You can say anubhav.html, no problem. It's your choice. Usually in industry, this is the standard. Our main intention in this course is not just writing the code, but also understanding the best practices which we all use in industry. Okay, click on OK. And now you see my index HTML is created. Let me zoom it a little bit, and I'm going to write my type declaration HTML, and then I say HTML tag inside that header tag, and then inside that body tag, and I say welcome to HTML5. Yeah, save this. Watch out, it's a tree data structure. See, guys, can you see it's a tree data structure? This is main node. The node has subnodes. Yeah, these subnodes can have further subnodes. It's a tree data structure. Superb. Let's execute this. I can say run, and I'm gonna execute and see welcome to HTML5 is printed on your screen. Wow, Web IDE is what we are using here to create our HTML page. Yeah, you can actually use anything. You can use Notepad, you can use Eclipse, you can use whatever you like. Ultimately, you're gonna feed it to the browser. This HTML, what you're writing, you feed it to the browser, because browser understand HTML directly. Clear, everybody? The funda, folks, very important. User will only see content in the body, and browser will only understand HTML. Okay, now let's come back. The second question which is tickling our mind, Anubhav, what is the difference between HTML and HTML5 then? So one interview question, what is the difference between HTML5 and UI5? The second interview question which comes is, what is the difference between HTML and HTML5? Yeah, so this is one interview question which we are facing. We're going to write this up. Let me put this in another PPT altogether, so that we can keep enhancing this PPT based on time to time basis. The second difference comes is, Anubhav, what is the difference between HTML and HTML5? Can anybody tell me at least one difference by far, whatever discussion we did? Anybody, can you tell me just one difference till date? Whatever we discussed just now, kuch to nikla hoga, something you would have understood. Please tell me what is the difference. You can type your answer in chat window. I will take it up from there. So let's see. Versions, years of release. Perfect answer. HTML5 is just the latest version of HTML. Perfect answer. That is what the first answer is. Perfect answer, guys. Thank you so much for this answer. You understood the concept. The next thing, the doc type declaration was different in older versions of HTML. It was different, guys. What it was, how it used to look, it used to look doc type HTML. Now this is the latest one, right? In older versions of HTML, it was never like that. It was doc type HTML, public, double quote, hyphen slash slash W3C slash DND XHTML 0.1 transactional slash slash en, something of this sort it used to look like, guys. Okay, it was difficult. W3C have simplified this with HTML5. They've said, okay, no need for this extra markup data, not needed. Just keep it simple. Doc type HTML. That's it. Every browser should understand that. Okay, guys. The W3C is actually nothing but it's a assembly. Just like in any country, we have Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, like in India, we have assembly, right? Where all the leaders of that country will sit. So W3C is also an assembly where all the browser vendors, all the big companies, browser vendors like Chrome, okay, Chrome browser, Safari browser, Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox. There are other browsers like Boomba, and then there is a browser like Phantom.js, Chromium. Yeah. There are lots of browsers in the market. All these browser vendors, they come together and sit in that assembly, and they all agree to the contract with W3C that our browser will support HTML. This is the tag you are releasing, we will support it. Okay. This is the specification you're releasing, we will implement it. So every browser does support that. Okay. They all agree to it. W3C is not just an organization, but it is also consortium. It is a collection of all the browser vendors. Every browser vendor must agree to the rules given by W3C. So this was the older one, and the new one they have simplified. So every browser is now supporting the new syntax, which is easy. Clear? We will see as and when we'll progress some more different. So let's start with our couple of tags now. So I'm going to start quickly with a couple of tags. So now it's a good practice. I cut this URL from here, and I'm going to launch this URL in another window altogether. Here I'm going to launch it. You can see, and the best way to practice is left right combination. I call this as left right combination, or this is called side by side view. So on the left side I have my code, on the right side I'm testing and producing the result. So what did I do? I use window left and window right shortcut for window left and window right to dock these windows side by side. And now what I can do, I can change here, save it, and on right side I refresh, and you see the changes reflecting immediately. This is the best way. So much efficiency you will get with this way. As I told, my training is not just teaching, it is also about mentoring. It is also about the best practices in industry. I am not just teaching here. And remember one golden rule: never copy paste the code. Trainers who are teaching you copy paste, they are cheating you. They are cheaters and liars. Trainers who are teaching you copy paste, they are not teaching, they are cheating, because they will get away. What happens if I just copy paste this code and just show you the output and run away? That's not the way of teaching. Don't waste your money behind trainers who are teaching you copy paste. You can yourself do it. You are engineer, you can do the copy paste yourself. You don't need a trainer for that. Never learn from people who are teaching you copy paste. They are cheating you. They are not teaching you. Write every single line of code. And this is what I'm recommending to each of my students. Never copy paste the code. If you copy pasting the code, you are not my student. You're not a good student. If you are writing every single line of code, that's when you face issues. That's when you come across problems. That's when you come across roadblocks. And that's when you learn things. So never copy paste, guys. Write every single line of code. And let's go ahead and write quickly the meta tag. Meta tag is all about the metadata. It is all about the metadata of your HTML page. What does it mean? It means if I write a metadata, I can say multiple properties. Okay. So there is something called content. There are two properties inside and another is value. That's how meta tag is built. Content and value. So in the content, you have to say metadata, what type of metadata it is. In the value, you have to say the value of metadata. So let's create multiple meta tags. And now here we have first meta tag value coming as the encoding type. And we call it as UTF-8. What is this encoding type, guys? Encoding type property identify what type of characters your website will support. Does your website support Chinese, Japanese, symbolic languages or not? So this is encoding type. Computer don't understand English. Computer don't understand alphabets or characters. It only understands binary. So there is something called in operating system which converts our written whatever we're writing into the equivalent binary code or hexadecimal code. That is what this encoding type identifies. So basically we are indicating here our website supports all the Chinese, Japanese and all the special characters, the UTF-8 type of encoding. The second property comes is who is the author of the website? Who created this? I can say Anubhav created this. Yeah, this is the website author. Now comes is another interesting fact about the meta tag. And this meta tag is all about now providing the information about the keywords. Yeah, keyword means what is this website built for? Now, guys, what do you think? Is this a magic happening on Google? When somebody go to Google and search for UI5 training or Fiori training, let's say somebody search for Google on Fiori training, how come it is getting my website on top? How come it is getting my website on top? You see, online Fiori training is my website, and you see here it's showing some description. How Google is able to find this? Google, I have typed the keyword Fiori training. So Google is searching on internet all the websites which has a keyword Fiori training and it's patching that website. Maybe your website doesn't come on top, but at least it will come in search result of search engines. So search engines will go and look forward for keywords which you maintain in metadata and then it will fetch the website in the search result. So if I say Fiori training, and I'll put it on some server. Google, when it is searching, Google finds this keyword and displays my website in search result. Maybe not on top 10 results or top 5 results, but at least it will get it, guys. Here, everybody, that is what it does. So, keywords, author, encoding. Now, coming to the next part, the content here. So, the next important thing is title. So, that not metadata, it's actually title. And now I can change the title of my page. Okay, so we can go and change the title of my page. So I can say value and I'll say demo. Mhm. Save this. Let's come back. You can see earlier title of my page was something else. You see this title was something it was showing here. Now it will become whatever I entered here. That should become the title of my page. Clear, everybody? So let's refresh on the right side. Okay, oops, it did not work. You can see it did not work. So now what do you do? If you stuck somewhere, guys, with HTML, you have no clue what to write, which tag to use, what value to use, what do you do? We have to now ask help from w3cschools.com. Yes, they are the people who are releasing it. Go to W3C Schools, go inside and you see HTML tutorials. Yes, W3C does that for you. And now you can check out any information about any tag. I want to search for meta tag. I want to search for title tag. I can search for title tag and you see title tag. All the search it is, search results is got title tag. Just click on that It show you lots of examples for the title tag, and you see this is the title tag. So you see title is kept in the content, not as a property. So this is not a property, it is in content. So I got to remove this and put it inside the content, and I say http online theorytradings.com. This is the title I want. I can come back, refresh the page, and refresh here. Voila, can you see guys, this is the title which I put, and same title is being updated here. That's the beauty of header section, meta tag, and title tag. This is what it does. Now let us move on to body part, and let's put some content in the body first time, so that user can see some content. So we usually doesn't put this way, we put something called paragraph element. I'll start with very basic element for h1 tag, heading tag. We call it as heading tag, h1 tag, heading tag. I can say, what is HTML5? This is heading tag. Save this on the right and refresh, and you see how beautiful it looks. This is a heading tag. It looks like a good heading, a big heading. What is HTML? A big heading it is displaying. Let us go and write some heading. Never copy paste, guys. What is HTML5? I'm gonna go h3 tag, h4 tag, h5 tag, h6 tag. So they're all different heading tags. Let's save them. See how is their density. Each heading tag, you see the density of each heading tag. There are different densities, different font size actually. No difference, different font sizes actually. Clear everybody? How does it look like? So maybe I want to comment out some piece of code. What do you mean by commenting out? That piece of tag will not be rendered at all. That piece of tag will be excluded from the result. So I can check it out. I can select whichever I want to comment out. So I can select these two. I can use Control Shift Slash, the shortcut to comment out a piece of code. Control Shift Slash, it's commented out. You see, this is how a commented code is built in HTML. You see exclamation hyphen hyphen x and hyphen hyphen end. This is how it is built. So let's manually do that. So I'm going to come start video exclamation hyphen hyphen and end with hyphen hyphen end. So manually also you can do. You can use keyboard shortcut Control Shift Slash to comment out a piece of code. Again, if you press Control Shift Slash, it will uncomment the code. Okay. Now I just left out with h3, and as a result refresh, you see only one tag, h3 tag over there. Superb. Now let's come down. We will talk about now paragraph tags. I want to create a paragraph, and I say HTML stands for hypertext markup language. It is used to create static web pages. Okay. So the shortcut here is that's the shortcut. So now let's come back. Refresh. You see paragraph tag is coming. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. It is used to create static web pages, and that's what you're doing. You can't write here code for clicking a button with the HTML. HTML is just static web page. What you write is what you're gonna get. Now another interesting thing, I want to highlight this hypertext markup language. I want to highlight that. You can block it in another tag called em tag, emphasize tag. Okay, em tag stands for emphasize. So I want to emphasize this. So let me cut this and move it inside. And now watch out, watch out. You see it is tilted little bit. You see it is tilted little bit. It is highlighting this text little different font, different style. That's what it can do, em tag. I want to make it bolder. I can use a b tag, bold tag, and I can make it bolder. all the documentation for each of these tags is on their w3cschools.com. Okay, that's where you can go and check. And now put it inside the bold tag, refresh, and you see it has become even bolder. Clear, everybody, how to use emphasize tag and bold tag. Now, what is the learning here? The learning for you is that we can do nesting of tags. See here, there is a nesting done. There is a nesting of tags done. We can do nesting of tags. That's our learning, guys. See, this is called nesting of tags. This is called nesting of tags. Clear, everybody? You see, this is nesting, and you see, this is your tree structure. See, this is a tree data structure. See, it's a tree data structure. So if I expand its body, I can have a P tag, I expand the P tag, I have a B tag, I expand the B tag, I have EM tag, I expand the EM tag, and I have a hypertext markup language inside. Clear, everybody? The tree structure, are you able to see that tree structure? Wow, guys. Now go on the right hand side, and now you can press F12 keyword. Okay, press F12 on the right side. What do you do on the right side in the output window? Press F12. F12 opens up something called Internet Developer Toolbar. It opened an Internet Developer Toolbar here for you. And now you can go to Elements, and you can see that same tree structure in Elements. See this tree structure? It's absolutely same. This is the tree structure what we entered on the left side, what we write it down, and that's what system has created also at runtime. So on the left side, this is your design time. You're designing it here. On the right side, you're executing it here. This is your runtime. Okay. This is your runtime when you're running it, how it is looking. And this is your design time when you're writing it, how it is looking. Clear, everybody? Design time, runtime. So here at the runtime side, you can also see this tree data structure. This is known as DOM. This is known as DOM. What is this known as? This is known as DOM. This is known as DOM. DOM, 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 DOM. This is known as DOM. This is known as DOM. This is known as DOM. What is DOM? DOM is nothing but HTML runtime tree structure. Wow, क्या बोल दिया मैंने? क्या बोल दिया? DOM. What is DOM? DOM is nothing but HTML tree data structure at runtime. HTML tree data structure is runtime. HTML tree data structure at runtime. What is DOM, guys? Very, very important. This is an interview question. DOM. DOM, full form of DOM is Document Object Model. It is the runtime tree data structure of HTML content. Clear, everybody? इसको मत भूल जाना, गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. DOM, every interview, this question is asked on HTML. Even I ask this question to freshers who know HTML. Okay. DOM stands for Document Object Model. It is a tree data structure of HTML content. Don't forget this. How can you see this? Where can you see this document object model? Where can you see this? You have to press F12. Press F12 key on your browser window. It will open Internet Developer Toolbar. Go to Content, and now you can see the tree data structure of DOM. Here, everybody, that's what the DOM is. Super. What an answer. What an amazing concept. DOM, Document Object Model, guys. Let's go ahead and see some more tags quickly. So I'm going to come back, and now I'm going to show you another tag called link tag. So that's called anchor tag. It's called anchor, and I say click here to see magic. I save this. Come on the right, and you see there's a click, but it's an anchor. It's a clickable element. When I click, nothing is happening. Why, guys? Anybody? Why nothing is happening when I'm clicking on it? Anybody? Why nothing is happening when I'm clicking on this anchor, this link when I'm clicking? Why nothing is happening? Because you didn't tell where to go. You didn't tell this link where to go. When somebody click here, where to go. You did not tell that. That is told by a property called SRC. Sorry, not SRC. It is href property. This is the property you have to say where to go when this link is clicked. Now I'll say it should take me to http which means it take me to internet first. HTTP means internet, and then go to www.onlinetheorytraining.com. Basically, I'm navigating to my website on click of the button. I save this. Let's come back and refresh. Watch out, watch out. Click on this link and boom, there you go. You can see on the top, it has changed my URL and it is now taking me to my website. Clear, everybody? That's how anchor tag works. It's a clickable link. This is how they do it on internet. They don't do any magic. Clickable link. Now coming to the next tag, it's called image tag. It's called IMG image tag, guys. I save this, refresh the page, and now you see no images displayed on the UI. Why? Why no image is getting displayed on the UI? Anybody? What is the reason system is not displaying any image? The reason is simple. You did not tell which image to display. You have to tell an SRC property to tell which image to display. Source of the image. SRC means source of the image. Please tell me. And when there is no image available, you can say ALT, alternate text. Then let's say the image link is broken, image is not available at the location which you are giving. Alternate text will be displayed. It will say, let's say, we can say, Anubhav, something is wrong. I can save it and come back. You see this image symbol with Anubhav, something is wrong is printed. You might have seen this and on some websites where they say image not available, right? Like this they show on some websites, correct, guys? You might have seen this image not available. How it is coming? The image link is broken. The path from where the image is picked up for this img tag is broken. It's not valid, so it shows this alternate text. So let's bring some image. I have a couple of images in my computer. I'm going to get that. So let me go to my computer. I don't need to do that. I can double click here, open this, and I'm going to create a new folder. Call it as images folder. And in this images folder, I'm going to upload an image from my computer. So right click on image folder, import from file system. Yeah, I'm going to import an image in my folder. So I can say browse and I'll go to my pictures, my system pictures, and I have a couple of images here. Yeah. So let me take one of this image here. Dream big. Click on, or maybe I'm just going to take this one. Kalpana. This picture I'm going to take kalpana.jpg and I say open this up. Okay, the system is now importing the image. Import has been done. So Kalpana image is now uploaded to my project. It's part of my project. So now I can go back and say source property. I can say where is the source? What is the source of image? So watch out, watch out. How do you build the source? It's very easy. You are in index.html. At the same path, you have an images folder. So in that images folder, we have a kalpana.jpg image. So I'm going to say images slash kalpana.jpg. That is the path I'm going to give in SRC here. Let's give that path. So I can say images folder slash kalpana.jpg. Save this. We are done. Let's come back and check out the response. Check out the output on the browser page. Refresh. Voila. Where you go? Wow, guys, superb, guys. Can you see image is printed on my deck on my website? Static web content, pure static web content. You can see the image is coming up. Dreams are forever, guys. That's what this image is saying. You can see this image, how beautiful it looks. You can also control the width and height of the image. If it's looking too big, you can just come and put the properties. All these properties you can find on 23cschools.com. If you cover my tutorial, the way I am teaching you, the way I am covering, same example, if you cover more than enough, you don't have to go to W3C. If you want extra knowledge, then you go to W3C, otherwise you don't have to. I want to create 100 pixel by 100 pixel. Save this and let's come back and refresh the page. You can see image is being reduced size to 100 pixel by 100 pixel square. Yeah, that's what is being done. Now I want to move this image into the new line. So I can use a line break tag. So let's dock both of the things again side by side. And now what you can do, you can come here and I can add a BR tag. BR tag stands for line break. Refresh, image down. Clear everybody? Now, let me ask one question to all of you. Let's see who all can answer. Can you, can you make an image clickable? Can you make an image clickable? Anybody? Yes, how? What do you do? Which concept did I taught you today which you got to use to make image clickable? Which concept I taught you today which you can use to make image clickable? Which content? We have learned nesting of HTML tag. Nesting, yeah, anchor tag. इसको nest कर दो. Nest the anchor around with image. So create an anchor with an href property, some website, let's say http www.onlinetheorytraining.com this time. And now this is an anchor. See guys, it's an anchor tag. Okay, there's an anchor here. Inside this anchor, end tag, begin tag, end tag, I'm gonna bring my image. So this whole image, I cut it and I put it inside. So do you remember this nesting of HTML tags? I have nested image tag inside the anchor. So my image is surrounded with anchor now. I save this and watch out the magic now. Watch out the magic. I can come back. Don't forget to refresh on the right side. You must refresh, guys. If you're not refreshing, it will not work. Okay. So just refresh on the right side. And now see the magic, guys. I take my mouse pointer on the image and you see a hotspot. Do you see a hotspot? When I take my mouse pointer on the image, do you see a hotspot? Which means it's clickable. Click on the image and you can see it's navigating me to the website. Clear everybody? It's navigating me to the website. That's the beauty. Click on an image, it navigates to you another website. So that's a clickable navigational image. Might have seen guys on Facebook or on Twitter, on LinkedIn, some photo come, some God photo come. Click on this picture. Something good will happen in your life today. Click on this picture. Something amazing will happen within 24 hours. Don't forget to click on this image. Something bad will happen to you today. If you don't click on this image, something bad will happen to you today. Yeah, this is how their marketing strategy. And the moment you click on that image, it is taking you to some marketing products. It is selling some product. It's taking you to motapa kam karne ka dawai. It is taking you to height badhane ka dawai. Get the six pack in just 10 days. It's selling some product. It's taking you to a website where it's selling some product. That's called marketing style. They are using human emotion. They are showing you a beautiful God picture. They are showing you some picture which attracts you or which kind of forces you to click on that image. As a result of that, it navigates to a website which is selling something. Okay, this is a marketing strategy. So 100 people come to that website, at least 2 people will buy. Yeah, so that's a marketing strategy. Nothing will happen sharing a picture of God. I'm not against God, but nothing will happen. No good news you will get by sharing that picture within 24 hours. Believe me, it won't happen. But if you practice and spend that time practicing SAP UI5, practicing HTML5, something for sure happen in your life. Something for sure good sake it will happen in your life. So please spend your time, quality time, don't waste it and use it for practicing purpose, guys. Use it for practicing purpose rather than just sharing a picture and thinking and waiting कि आज तो कुछ अच्छा होगा. मैंने तो साईं बाबा का पिक्चर शेयर किया है. आज तो मुझे कोई good news मिलेगी. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen if you spend time practicing. That piece of time, if you spend on practicing, something definitely good happen in your life. Believe me, hard work is the key to success. Let's also look at how now this project will be shared with you. You all can see this code which I'm writing here. I will extract this code and export it here. Okay, I will export it from web id. What you guys have to do, anybody, what you guys have to do in your system, anybody, I exported the project. What you guys have to do, anybody, what you guys have to do, what is that you do? Yes, you do import. Go to your web id, right click on workspace, choose import from file system, go to browse, go to downloads folder, Of course, you got to download it from my website, from my training blog. And now you see basics October zip. Select this up, click on open, click on OK. It will get imported as it is in your system along with the image which I added. And now you can select index HTML. You can run the project. Just click and run it. You're going to see the same object which I built today as part of your system for referring to this exercise, for referring to this page, what I have done. So I'm going to upload this quickly in front of you in our training blog. You all can download this from our training blog. Yeah, very important. This is our single entry point, all our learnings, our training blog. Let me import this. I'm creating a new folder here called projects folder, and in this project folder I'm going to add this up. So I can say add file. I'm going to upload this up over here. You all can go ahead and download this from this projects section, import in your web id, and then you can get it work. So it has got imported. Just going to move it to the project folder, and now you can see this is our first exercise or first session on HTML. Yeah, that's what it is, the basic demo, and you all can download if you want to keep track. So tomorrow I'll replace this one with a new one. So if you want to track version, daily download and keep it with you. Daily download and keep it with you. Yeah, these files. Okay, so that's about import export from web id. That's what you will be doing. Now, any questions before we close today's class? Let me give an exercise for today. Let us see first exercise on HTML, guys. Exercise for today. Let's see how all can complete this exercise. You just have to send me the screenshot of the result of this exercise. You don't have to send the code. Send me the screenshot on my email ID with the solution of this exercise. If you wish to send the code, please do send it also by exporting the project and putting it to me. I will upload this solution into the training blog for the others to visit. So exercise number 1, design a clickable heading tag with name watch some cool videos. This is the title of your heading tag. It should be clickable. Okay. When user click, navigate to this link. So you got to design this. So let me give you the link where you have to navigate it. I'm going to put that in PPT. So I'm going to give my YouTube channel link. So that's where it should take all of us to. So there's a YouTube channel link. It should take me to YouTube channel link. That's the YouTube channel link, guys. System should take you to this link. That's what you got to design. Exercise number 1. So there's a question from Rahul. Not able to install WebID. When I click Orion exe, it says some library could not be located. This is a common error everybody will face. Library could not be located because you have not used. So this error will come when you not use WinRAR to extract. When you not use WinRAR extract files of WebID. This is one reason. Second reason, your folder name is it fails to extract files. If your folder name is big, keep the folder name small. Just keep it my web id. That's it. Keep this much as the folder name. Try out again. I am sure it will work, Rahul. Can you please try again today and try once again? Okay. Don't use extract all. Just use extract here option. Use extract here, not extract all. Use extract here option, and then also use folder name as small, my web id. You have to exactly follow the steps which I gave you because it's tricky. The first time installation tricky. That's why I gave exact steps that day, yesterday, to be able to install this. Still, if you are unable to, you can use web id full stack from SAP Cloud Platform. But recommendation is use local web id. Okay. Can you show how to run page designed once again? Yeah, let's go and see that. Very easy. Just go back. This is our page we designed. Select the page and click on this run button on the top. Just execute. It will launch the page on the new window. It's so simple, Geeta. You can just select and click on run. It will run the page, Geeta. Hope it is clear, Geeta, now. After that, you right click and run as administrator. That's how it worked for me. Okay, Santosh is saying I right click and say run as administrator and it worked for me. So that also you can try, Rahul. It works. Srinivas, I have no clue about Mac system because I'm myself not using the Mac system. You got to explore about what is the issue you are facing. So usually in the Mac also WebID works, but make sure when you're downloading, just to be very sure, when you're downloading from tools.hana.ondemand.com, like I displayed yesterday, you got to download the Mac version of WebIDE. So I'm sure you would have not done that mistake, of course. Mac OS greater than 9. Okay. Only for that it will work. This is the link. Just check if you're on Mac below 9, it won't work. Yeah. So that's it. So the best way for you, the Mac users, Mac may be face a lot of issues while installation. You can use WebID full stack from SAP Cloud Platform. Okay. Use WebID full stack from SAP Cloud Platform. Are you going to cover Oops ABAP session in this batch later? Yes, I will not cover. I will upload my Oops ABAP videos, complimentary videos, which I promised all of you in our training blog. You can watch those videos yourself. And that would be required for OData creation. But right now it's too early to talk about it. We'll do it on time. Okay. All the tags used here have end tag, but meta tag does not have end tag. Is it necessary to include? Congratulations, Divya. You have told the next difference between HTML and HTML5. You have unknowingly unlocked the difference between HTML and HTML5. HTML5 is less restrict in nature. Okay. Many tags in HTML5 does not need end tag. Some examples of these tags are meta tag, image tag, img tag, input tag. These tags does not need an end tag anymore with HTML5. That's another benefit of HTML5 which we have got. In older version of HTML5, it was mandatory to have an end tag for every tag. But now with HTML5, it is not mandatory. Some of the tags, it's liberal in nature. It is less restrict in nature. So these tags, you can ignore the H. In fact, you should not even add ending tag for these kind of tags. We'll see that also in next class, the input tag. Still, there is one more unit on HTML5. We'll see some cool stuff regarding HTML5. More differences we'll try to find out. Yeah, that's what we will be doing in the next session. When I run basic HTML tag, I get configuration error in WebIDE. What you can do if you're getting that error, you can also try this option. Right click on your project, go to run, choose run configuration, and here come to add a new run configuration if you don't have, or just choose this run index HTML, and here in the file name, just put the file name of your HTML file. It's a drop down, actually you can choose drop down. It will show you your file. Select the file, click on save and run. The configuration error will go away, Geeta. It will run naturally. Okay. Let's right click again. I repeat, run configuration, go to run index HTML configuration, and here in the drop down select the index HTML5. If you don't have this entry, you can create one, click on plus web application, and now you can again choose save and run. It will run the app. Okay, that is what a quick trick to avoid the run configuration issue. Any other question? Anybody on the line? All your lines are open. You can unmute your line and ask a question if you have it voice to voice live on the session. Anybody? Any questions? Okay, cool. No questions. Then thank you so much for attending today's class. See you tomorrow at the same time with some more interesting concept. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Goodbye.